People want a break, but we've got a transport manager that's been sitting here waiting patiently, and I know she's got lots of other stuff to do. Any chance that we could let her present a report and get away? Eh?
Thanks, Mr. Chair. I will be very quick. I'll take the report as read. Just a couple of things I'd like to point out. We are hopeful that we're reaching the light at the end of the tunnel in regard to our patronage decline. Some quite good numbers month on month for the preceding year and the current year, and we're only at this point in the financial year just 12,000 trips down on last year. We think we will probably reach last year's numbers or exceed by the end of the year. The other thing I'd like to say is that we have worked successfully with the DHB around the patient travel, and we're now under discussion with them in regard to a staff subsidised travel scheme that's being implemented as part of their, what's it called, Go Well travel plan. So that would be a win-win, I think, for the DHB and for ourselves if we can negotiate that successfully. And I'll just take any questions on any aspects of the report.
Continuations of the renewed pickup in patronage is good news. The reduced costs are good news for ratepayers, and it represents some very good work being done by Anne and her small team. Mr. Chairman, I'd move report be received.
Just in a positive note, I'd just like to say again, thank you so much for the bus ticketing system coming through. So looking forward to that. It'll make my life a hell of a lot easier.
Yes, I actually did have a question. If I look at the bottom table on page 44, effectively what's happened over the past 5 years is that the level of cost has gone from 1.8 to 1.4 million, which must mean that the bus company or companies are getting $400,000 less. Who's picking up the tab for that? Is that reflected in lower costs on their part or what?
Through you, Mr. Chair, we re-tendered the bus service in 2015, and it was a very competitive process. We had 5 or 6 companies bidding and some national companies under the new public transport operating model, which the government brought in for exactly that reason, to try and get more competition. And that worked out very well in terms of the price. We got a good quality bid and a well-priced bid. So yes, costs are have decreased.
So effectively what happens is, because I think I've heard you say previously that more people are using their own vehicles because the cost of fuel's gone down. So yes, effectively, if the bus company gets less fares, they're going to earn less money.
We take the risk for the fares. It's a gross cost contract, so they bid on the cost of running the service, irrespective of how many fares they get in. So the regional council takes the risk for the fares. So if we get more fares in, the net cost to us is lower. If we get fewer fares in, it's higher.
Yeah. So- You know what's going to happen now?